Hey, how you doing, Jose?
Good about yourself, bro.
Doing good, man. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to ZUDECAST one-on-one, bro. We got the double camera action going on, bro. You're going to see every moment of this shit, bro.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Completely uncensored, unfiltered.
Fuck. Shit.
Fuckity fuck.
Nut.
Bust. Ugh.
So, yeah, Jose Ledesma here. Funny guy, bit of a comedic fellow, you know what I'm saying, bro? He's one of the co-hosts of the Kuya Camp podcast, which has recently gotten kicked off. You're really good at that. You're really good at hosting the show. Have you had any experience with that kind of stuff before?
I appreciate that, brother, first of all, for the compliment. And
Also,
before,
first of all...
hold on. So we're going to do it our way.
Thunk.
No. Ass. Titties.
There
you go.
Hey.
First of all, thank you, though. I want to say thank you to Grody. Thank you to ZooCast, man, for this opportunity. It makes me feel special. You know what I mean? So I really appreciate that. To answer your question, though, yes, I do have experience with, like, podcasting, but it was more audio. Just audio, no camera work. Mm-hmm. So the camera work itself is something I'm still getting used to, having to get looked at by a camera, knowing you're being recorded and all that. That's still something I'm getting used to. But I had a podcast originally called The Big Breakdown with Jose Ledesma, and it was just a sports podcast talking about football. Like 95% of it was football related. So that lasted about 2 years-ish. It was pretty inconsistent. I would like to start that going again to talk about sports and stuff, or maybe I can bring that type of content to Kuya Camp. But as if, like, just this podcast in particular, yes, it's new. Yes, we're getting it started. We just finished episode 3, which was this past Saturday with the Kuya Camp team, all 4 of us together. If you're not familiar with Kuya Camp team, we're a multifaceted brand that deals with art, clothing, boxing, rapping, producing, podcasting, obviously, and basketball training. So we have the homie Ace 11, who was here in this seat on Saturday. She does the basketball training and producing. She's also an artist / rapper. In that corner over there was the homie Kuya Jew. He does rapping as well. He does the graffiti clothing. He does art, and he also does rapping as well, and the boxing training, like I mentioned. And then obviously you had Kuya Flip, who sat in where you're sitting at, and he's like basically like the main figure of Kuya Camp. He's also a rapper, artist, and he basically just kind of helps be the main runner behind the scenes. And me, I'm the main guy for the podcast. Obviously, Kuya Flip is my co-host, but in terms of the podcasting, that's kind of my lane of the Kuya Camp brand. So yeah, we're really multifaceted brand, man, that just does a little bit of everything. We just want to dip our toes in a little bit of everything to try to get as much maximization of financial abilities as possible, considering the world that we're in nowadays.
Yeah, you gotta get your fingers in every pie you can these days, for real, and that's why it's good to make multifaceted brands that can be very flexible to do whatever.
Yeah, which is why I love CSSB, man. Like, this place is fucking awesome, man. Like, if it wasn't for you guys, specifically ZUDECAST, like, we wouldn't have the space to use on every other Saturday at 12 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. I lost myself for a second there. Second Saturday and the fourth Saturday of the month, we do our episodes. We have interviews coming up. Like I said, we knocked out episode 3 with us as a team. But going forward, we have a great lineup. Mike Infante, who's an actor who also has cerebral palsy in the Sacramento area. He's coming up in the actor world with a lot of great movies. He was just shooting a movie in Vegas with Michael Madsen. If you're familiar with him, he's like a mainstay in Quentin Tarantino movies. Yeah. He's on all the Quentin Tarantino movies. So Mikey is doing his big thing. He's going to be coming on the podcast, like I said, July 27th, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, noon, on live on YouTube, on the Kuya Camp YouTube page. So please check that out. After that, we have J.R. Kratos, who is also from the Sacramento area, pro wrestler who's very popular in the tag team world. And also with his by himself as a wrestler, very good. Also very popular in Japan. Then after him, we have Rico Too Smooth, very big, very popular Sacramento rapper. He just did an interview on No Jumper, so obviously he's blowing up right now. After that, we have I just confirmed a date, September 14th with Jay Kent, who's an R&B artist here in the Sacramento area. He's going up right now. These are all the same time. So the days that I'm giving you are all going to be at the same time. 12 p.m. specific standard time. 12
high noon.
Yeah, high noon. There you go,
noon,
brother. The 28th of September is. Let me go to my notes. I am so sorry to whoever is on the 28th. There's so many dates that I'm lining up. So many interviews I'm lining up. Oh, Be Easy Will.
Hey,
Be Easy Will, brother.
Will, the
friend
goat.
of CSSB, man. Friend of the show, man. Friend of Kuya Camp. Love you, brother. I'm sorry I blanked on you, bro. I just got so many dates lined up that I'm trying to just keep track of everybody.
I know. Y'all are doing better at booking than we are right now.
Oh, man. Thank you for the compliment, man. I just been a DM warrior. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's not easy. There's so much back end work to it. And,
there is.
Yeah, what are some kind of advice you'd say for people that are like trying to keep that organized, on the back end of podcast stuff?
That's a good question. I would say your calendar is the biggest thing. But second of all, I mean, if you're a person that just wants to get in the entertainment industry and you want to really like share like your thoughts on the world, or maybe just start podcasting in general, like you just can't be afraid like to ask. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like closed mouths don't get fed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Shoot your shot. Like I literally just landed. This is an unknown date though at the moment, but I did confirm an interview with a current NFL player.
Hey.
Like sometimes you just gotta shoot your shot, man. Like the worst someone can tell you is no, man. So shoot your motherfucking shot, man. But to line up other dates though too is October 12th, same time. DJ Money Gang, very big DJ in the Sacramento area. He be lit with the pool parties right now. He's doing his motherfucking thing. And then October 26th. We're going to interview the Parez, which is a Filipino rap group. All three of them are going to be here for that episode, so that's going to be a very big collaborative episode. But yeah, man, I mean, if I had to just give advice to anyone that was interested in podcasting or like in terms of trying to line up interviews, like just make sure you keep those DMs. Like even if you're done with that conversation, just keep those DMs for a reference. And then as soon as you confirm dates and times with these people, put it in your calendar, man. Do not forget to put it in your calendar, and then just, don't be afraid to ask. Like, because the worst someone can tell you is just say no, man. It's like, find somebody else to do it. But I've been blessed to know a lot of these people, and I've been blessed to have the opportunities to get these people to come on to the show. Everybody who's coming on the show is doing this out of love. Like, we're not paying for any fees. And, there's a couple people I DM'd that did require fees, so I respect the hell out of their craft. It's just we're not in a position right now to pay for that. Mm-hmm. So like I said, everyone who's coming on to the show is all out of love. So I appreciate the hell out of you guys. Like I said, man, we're going to have some great guests. We're going to have some great content coming up. Yeah. So if you haven't yet, Kuya Camp YouTube page, KUYACAMP Camp YouTube page, man. That's where all our episodes are going to be, and they're all going to be live on YouTube.
Hell yeah, man. You guys have been coming out of the gate with that, so that's fucking sick, dude.
Well, yeah, man. It's just like when Kuya Flip hit me up one night when I was at work, because I work nights, security. So one night when I was at work, he hit me up and was like, hey, bro, like, what are you doing? Like, we're just having a normal conversation. And then he kind of was like cutting to the chase, like, I was curious if you were interested in, like, because he wants to expand the brand, right? So, excuse me, rightfully so though, because like obviously you want to expand to as many avenues as you can. And when he asked me, he always like felt like I'm just a good like person to do podcasting. Like I said, I already had my own for like a couple years, so it made sense. So at first I was kind of hesitant though, not having nothing to do with anybody or anything. It's just like the way I think personally is like I'm either all in on something or I don't want to be a part of it at all. So it was just more of like getting my headspace to think about if I was going to do that, which only took like 10 minutes. But once he asked me, I thought about it for like 10 minutes and I was just like, you know what, fuck it.
Yeah.
Like, why not, right? And since then, I've been blessed with all these opportunities, with you guys here at CSSB, you specifically with ZUDECAST and in this room, and now with all the people that I'm having come on to the show. I've just been extremely blessed, man, and I can't even be more thankful. And even more thankful today that you have me on this platform, man. It's just... hopefully things just continue to go up, man. I'm trying to book the rest of 2024 though. That's my goal, is to book November and December of 2024 so that I don't have to worry about January until like October. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I kind of want to just book the rest of 2024. So if you or anyone that's interested in coming onto the show, DM me on Instagram, PR_Poppy916. Like I said, if you know someone or yourself wants to come onto the show, that you want to share something, you want to promote something, whatever it may be, just DM me personally, or DM the Kuya Camp Kuya Camp Instagram page, Kuya Camp, spelled the same. But yeah, man, like if I'm just trying to book the rest of 2024, so I don't have to worry about that for the next few months.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to bang the shit out. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. Love the attitude. Love the go-getter attitude. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
The PR stands for Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
So does that mean that, like, you go to the beach with, like, the Bluetooth speaker on and, like, the whole shabam, like...
Oh, man. Depending on who I'm with, yeah. Depending on who I'm with. Like, if I'm with family or, you know what I mean, there's a big group of us, yeah, we're definitely going to play with some loudspeakers and shit. That's
some reggaeton, bro.
Oh, no, not reggaeton specifically, but yeah, I mean, we're just going to be loud. You know what I mean? That's just how it is sometimes.
What was is your family from California? You from Sac?
Yeah. So I'm born and raised in Sacramento, but I have family all over California. Specifically, the Puerto Rican side is like actually on both sides. Yeah, on my mom and dad's side, because my dad's side's the Puerto Rican side, my mom's side's the German side. So yeah, they're all over California. Like even on my mom's side, I have family in like Idaho and Utah, and you know what I mean, Oregon. Like I just got family everywhere, dude. But my grandma, interestingly, is actually like. Was born in Puerto Rico, but then, you know, I mean, her dad got into some legal trouble, my great grandpa, and then he ended up moving all of them, my grandma and her siblings, and, you know, my great grandma, all in Hawaii. So she ended up living in Hawaii for a good amount of her life, and then she herself came to California, and then because of my grandma, shout out to my grandma Juanita, because of her, I have so many cousins because she just popped out kids left and right.
Hey, that's how they got it done back in the day. You feel me? They're like, your ass is going to work. You're going to clean the house. You're going to clean the yard.
Right, yeah. Having my grandma, I think she had between 12 and 14 kids. So she had a lot. And it was not only with my grandpa, but with my cousin's dad, our grandpa, the DeBarras family. So like my grandma was getting it down. You know what I mean? Like she was getting down. Shout out to my grandma though. You know what I mean? Because of her, I have so many cousins, so many family members. I have a huge ass family on my dad's side. So thanks to her. You know what I mean? Thank you, Grandma.
Shout out to grandmas for real. They be the matriarchs. You know what I'm saying, bro? Building the legacy. You know?
Absolutely. Yeah. Unknowingly, she just created a fucking gigantic ass family. Yeah. All basically on her own. You know what I mean? Just fucking giving birth to so many children.
Yeah. What is like some kind of like stuff that you felt like you really in terms of being like that's specific, like cultural stuff, I guess, that's like specific about like being Puerto Rican, I guess, because I'm Mexican and Native American. My parents are from East LA and my grandma's from Mexico. So growing up, I was like raised in the suburbs, and there's like, you know, they taught me to like Latin music, you know, all the old school lowrider jams. They taught me to love that, you know, and like be proud of that. What's some stuff that your family kind of you know, culturally, I guess.
I'll put it this way. Well, I wouldn't say I was really raised specifically like, I mean, Puerto Ricans. You know what I mean? So I'll put it this way.
But what are the little things then? You know what I
mean? So like, I really didn't really learn about my heritage until I was a little older. I had always assumed that I was just, you know what I mean, white Mexican. But then as I got older, I started learning about my dad's side of the family and like, I mean, where they're from and all that stuff. So I would say like, I didn't really know too much until I was like 12, you know what I mean, 12, 13. That's when I started like learning about Puerto Ricans, the heritage behind it, and then like who we were before we colonized, which is Teano, which is this artwork right here. Shout out to David. Shout out to the homie David. But yeah, like who we were before we were colonized by the Spaniards. We were basically like African people and native people in one, you know what I mean? And then obviously the Spaniards came, you know what I mean, colonized us, taught us Spanish. But originally we were speaking Teano, you know what I mean? Which is kind of like a native language. But yeah, man, like I just started learning this stuff kind of like around that 12, 13 age. So nothing specific, I would say. It's just, I mostly grew up kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, I like you kind of like you said, like listen to oldies, lowrider shit,
Latino American
shit in general. Yeah, I mean, just not really Puerto Rican specific. But yeah, man, that's what I would say about that.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, no, it's you know, it's important to, you know, I just like to ask people about that too, because you know everybody's got you know where their family comes from, and you know, it's the journey of discovering what your family, you know, history means to you and how it relates to you and how it's led to you.
Absolutely,
is something that's very like spiritually important for people, you know, and a lot of people, I like to ask people about that basically, you know. No. And you know, we're from California too, you know.
You have to know where you come from, you know what I mean, or at least have an idea, you know what I mean, because that's what makes us who we are, good or bad. You know what I mean, our ancestors, you know what I mean, a piece of who they are ends up becoming who we are, even if it's smallest minute DNA about us. You know what I mean? It still makes up who we are as individuals.
Well, it's funny. My grandma used to say, she's like, yeah, our family, we got a temper that's passed down. She said, that's the Indian blood. We just need to go on a warpath sometimes. And I'm like, it's a joke, but it's true though. You know what I mean? Because like, just like
historically speaking,
of your family,
absolutely.
like
it's well deserved too. You know what I mean? The white man, took all the land that natives had here in America. You know what I mean? And obviously, that's warranted. You know what I mean? There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Shoot, you mentioned too that you play football too, right? In the past, What position you play and how long did you play that? Like, what?
I was a lineman. So offense and defensive line. I played both sides of the line. I played for like 7-8 years. So basically from elementary all the way through high school. I kind of knew I was done with football after my junior year because like I had injuries piling up on me. Like my senior year, like I tore my left hamstring summer going into my junior year. So right after my sophomore year, I tore my hamstring almost completely off the bone. And then I finally came back like at the beginning of the season. And then I tore the other hamstring immediately after almost. So I basically missed all my junior year except for like 2 games. And then when I was dealing with that, because I had been injured before, been banged up before, like I've had a concussion. I had tore the ligaments on both of my wrists. I had broken both of my thumbs. Like I had dealt with shit before, but like, I don't know, just that and also the fact that I was like gaining a lot of weight too. Because like, how do I put this? Like when I was playing football, like obviously our coach like fucking worked us out. Like we did 2-a-days. If you don't know what 2-a-days are, that's a football term for 2 practices a day. So we did a practice at like 5, 6 in the morning, and then we would do another practice at like, I want to say like around 4 or 5 in the afternoon. So we had 2 practices every day. Like we were basically treated like college students, basically. Our coach conditioned the shit out of us. We hit the weight room, and then we did obviously football shit. And then, you know what I mean, there was conditioning after always. So we were just fucking being worked to death. So at that time, obviously I was in great shape. But then once I started getting torn the hamstrings and everything, my diet never changed. I started ballooning after the hamstrings, because obviously I was on my ass instead of working out. But I couldn't really do anything because torn hamstrings.
Those leg injuries will fuck you up too.
Terrible. I would literally take anything upper body before fucking lower body
because your weight's just because I skateboarded like all. I mean, I still do like. Not the way I did in high school though. Like I would go in on skateboarding, but yeah, the fucking torn fucking ankle. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like should have got surgery but couldn't type of shit.
Right.
Those leg injuries, bro, are what really fuck you because your weight's constantly on.
You're constantly walking. You have to walk, don't you? So like you said, weight's always on your lower body. Whereas if it's your arm or your bicep, you can manipulate your movements a little bit. Whereas there's nothing you can do with your lower half. You know what I mean? It's either you can move around or you can't.
Yeah.
So like I said, like I love the sport of football though. Still, like that's still my number one shit. I'm a Niner fan. So I mean, fuck the Raiders, fuck the Cowboys, fuck the Seahawks, fuck the Packers. Fuck the Chiefs. Fuck all that. But yeah, no. In terms of me personally though, like I played, like I said, for 7-8 years as a lineman. I love football. Like I'm just like that's my number one sport. But in terms of I'm sorry, did you have something? I was thinking about something else. No, go ahead.
Keep going. You're good.
But yeah, no, I just love football, man. I love sports in general. I'm a big advocate for sports. I believe sports really help young men and women, develop who they are and develop, respect for elders and shit like that. So I'm a big advocate for all of that.
That's what I was going to ask, too. I was going to say, how did you think that sports helped develop your mind because I felt like 2 things really shaped me into who I am in terms of, like, self-discipline. I feel like marching band helped me like learn like structure, discipline, respect for elders, respect for your team, all that stuff, accountability. And then I feel like skateboarding helped me learn a lot of like zen focus, like how to like really like get into
focus
like your
yourself.
Flow state, and then how to pursue and teach yourself something.
Be self-sufficient.
How to be like an autodidact, because like, the skateboarding is such a self-reliant thing, and then marching band's literally the opposite, where it's like we have to be in
unison.
Sync. Yeah, we have to play together and march together, so you have to connect with your teammates and stuff. So
I mean, you kind of already touched on it. I mean, it teaches you to work with others. It teaches you how to be a problem solver. I can't speak enough. Like, and sports, what another thing sports did for me too is like it helped bring me with some individuals I wouldn't have normally been around, like, or even the coaches that I had have been like great impact in my life, because I had lost my dad right before I started playing sports football. Yeah. So like those men as well, like, were kind of like in some small way a father figure too, someone for me to look up to in a way. Yeah. So those men in my life have also had great impact on me to teach me accountability, responsibility, being able to work with others, like, and I love all my teammates, whoever I play with. I love them all, man. Obviously there were some that were assholes, but like, I love them all, because at the end of the day, like, it teaches you real world skills. Like, before people graduate high school or college, people tend to stay in their bubbles. Whereas when you do sports, you do with everybody. From all walks of life. From the rich to the poor. Black, white, Asian, Mexican, like, you do with everybody. Yeah. So like, being in that environment to where it's so multicultural, especially here in California. Yeah. Like you deal with everybody. So usually when people don't do sports, they stay in these bubbles, and when they go to the real world and they're starting to like finally experience like other people for the first time, it's probably a culture shock. Yeah. You know what I mean? Whereas when you're in sports, especially for as long as I was, like, there's no one I can't talk to. You know what I mean? I could talk to a CEO just like I can talk to a homeless person. You know what I mean? It taught me social skills. You know what I mean? It taught me the ability to be comfortable and have a conversation with anybody about anything. Yeah. And football's a part of that. You know what I mean? Because you have to be a problem solver. You have to be able to have communication skills, because if you're facing a spread offense, on defense, but you're a two gapper on the D line, you got to be able to have your two gaps going on. You got to be able to plug the holes. You know what I mean? So that your linebackers can free roam, make the tackles, and plays can get made. But if there's no communication, if there's no teamwork, nothing works, and you lose games. So I think that's a big part of it.
I imagine with football too, it's crazy because so much is changing on the fly. You can have like a play that you're gonna do, but it might go fucking sideways immediately, and you have to be able to like know how to look to each other and adjust. Because again, marching band, it was sort of similar, but it's like if something goes wrong, there's like where to get back to. Right. You know where you're supposed to get back to.
You can still make your way to.
Exactly, but yeah, because one time we both turned the wrong way and like crashed into each other type. Like that shit's happened before. Yeah,
just like in the movies.
Yeah. Hold on. You already know who's in the chat. We got Marlon Sanchez saying,
"Oh shit!
Shout out to Jose, the #1 bottom in North America."
Of course, he was gonna fucking say that. So original. Original. That's sarcasm, by the way.
All in North America, though, bro. Shout out. And then we said, "God damn it, Brody." He said, "Bro started slamming Oreos like there's no tomorrow." I don't blame you. I could fuck up a whole sleeve myself.
Have you ever had? Not the double stuff. That shit's gross. But like regular Oreos.
Too much cream. Too much cream for you, Jose?
When you put it that way, that's very sus there, my guy. But yeah, like the regular Oreos and then the peanut butter flavored Oreos, those are, bomb diggity. And so anyone, I think, with common sense would destroy a pack of those.
They were going crazy for a second. They had like mint Oreos. They had Reese's peanut butter Oreos, bro.
Trying too much. I seen birthday cake at one point. Like,
that's late stage capitalism shit where they're like, I don't know.
Just experimenting shit, throwing at the wall, hopefully
have these fat fucks buy it. Just stuff it down their gullet.
But yeah. Shout out Flip, man. Shout out Marlon Sanchez, man. That's my brother right there. I've known him since we were 11 years old. He was also a person I met around the time when my pops, passed away, which I also discussed on the first episode ever that we did. But yeah, man. In terms of sports, though, I think it just does so much for individuals, man. And men and women. You know what I mean? Like, like whether if you're in combat sports, whether it's fucking frisbee, whether it's fucking. Anything that teaches you self-accountability or teamwork, I think is just a pure win.
Mind-to-body connection is important too.
Absolutely,
because like I said with skateboarding too. Like I was an angry little kid, bro. I had a lot of fucking, a lot of stuff going on in my personal, like at home, and like you just like developmental mental health stuff, that are genetic stuff, and skateboarding was one of the things that really taught me to be like, remove your mind from everything else. We are here, we are now. You focus on not destroying yourself in this ramp right now, you know. And it's like the only thing that matters is not eating shit. Like, and it's like, I think
because you're by yourself. It's just you and the skateboard. There's no one that you can, you know what I mean, rely on to do their job. Like, no, it's either you're gonna hit that kickflip or you're gonna fucking eat shit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
that's what it is. And that's what I respect about combat sports and golfing even too. Like, I don't even watch golf, but you know what I mean? Like, it's you and the ball. You know what I mean? Or it's you and the opponent in front of you. Like, there's no help coming. You know what I mean?
And golf is such a technique based one too. And like, you have to get the form right and stuff too. Yeah, crazy shit, man. I was gonna ask too. You know, you've been coming out to the comedy stuff. Your guys' podcast, fucking hilarious.
Appreciate that, brother.
Is like doing stand up specifically? Maybe how do I put this? Is like pursuing endeavors related to comedy. Is that like something you've always had in mind to try out, or is it something that's kind of tangential to having fun doing other things?
I love that question. So I'll say that it's always a curiosity thing, like wanted to try comedy and all that, but I always was the shy kid growing up, you know what I mean? So like once I became an adult and graduated school and, you know what I mean, had my own car and license and all that, I've since developed my personality and kind of been more on my show, but there were still other things that I was nervous about trying, mostly crowds. I mean, things that involve crowds. So excuse me, so crowds in general, it's just really like was nerve-wracking for me. So that's why for the longest time I never really tried to go out there and do these different things and all that. But then you know, it worked out because the same day we do our podcast episodes, you guys do comedy night. So the first time was kind of more like, shout out to Flip, you know what I mean? Like I said, he's like my brother, man. Like we didn't come out the same womb, but you know what I mean, we're basically blood brothers. But you know, I was at his house one night, or actually no, right before I went to his house, he was telling me he was coming here for comedy night, and you know, I supported him and all that, and he said he did really good. I wasn't here, but you know, like he said he did well with his jokes, and then I just thought to myself, I'm like obviously my brother's funny, you know what I mean? Like, I think I'm pretty fucking funny. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? Like, and it's not like not about competition, but just like, you know what I mean, in general, like I think I can make people laugh too. You know what I mean? Whether as much as him or not is, you know what I mean, totally out of my, you know what I mean, totally irrelevant. But I just wanted to see if I can do it. Yeah. So, you know, like I said, since you have it at the same night as our podcast, it makes it convenient since I'm already here anyway. Yeah, and then the first two times, you know what I mean, it was kind of like I had some things I wanted to try and say, and it kind of landed, kind of didn't. But then, you know what I mean, because of what you said before we started recording, I appreciate you. You felt like I did better this last time, and I definitely feel like I did better. So it's a little bit more of like coming out of my shell, you know what I mean, being more involved with like crowds, because being in front of a crowd with a microphone has always been like a fear of mine, kind of low-key. So it's kind of like overcoming that, but it's also like I also do want to try to get into other avenues too myself, because why not? We only get one life. You know what I mean, might as well try to maximize it as much as you can.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm not planning on like taking this serious. It's more like just testing it. Like if I end up learning it and learning the craft and all that, then maybe one day it might be something I might take serious. But right now it's just learning the ropes, you know what I mean, getting my feet wet. You know what I mean, appreciating you guys for the opportunities, because one thing about you guys give nothing but opportunities. I know you guys used to have Freestyle Fridays. I know that's changing, but like there was Freestyle Fridays. Like Tuesdays you guys do poem night, and then there's every other Saturday there's comedy night. So it's like there's not an avenue you guys aren't touching for people to come in and try their art out. So like I just commend you guys as a whole, as a company, because that's fucking awesome. There's not a lot of places, there's not any places I can think of in Sacramento that allow so many free opportunities, because you guys aren't even charging admission for these things. And I mean, I think, like I said, maybe Freestyle Friday that's changing, but like in terms of poem night and comedy night, like that's free admission. All you gotta do is sign up or come and sit down and watch. So like, it's just appreciate the hell out of you guys.
Shout out to City Sound for real, man, and everything they've laid down for us. We've been in here since the start of the year. But and we're grateful for this space, and but yeah, they've really put in the foundational work on all of that, and I'm just happy to be a part of it. And again, I'm happy that our brand aligns with a comedy night too, you know, because we're all, you know, we get up on the mics, we're like poo poo pee pee dick face, you know, like, and it's like you know, it seemed like I'm happy that it's something that we're able to help facilitate through them, you know, and it's It definitely is awesome. And I've been having so much fun with the stand-up stuff. It's been making me write more again, too, because I have, I write. That's like my main thing. Even before I started doing art, I rap, but that, it's really an extension of writing, too, is the rapping was an extension from that as a kid. Writing literally like, fuck my parents, talking shit, the little diss tracks. I'm like 12. I'm like, yeah, I'm about to bounce out this bitch and never come back.
I'm leaving. I'm taking this tote bag with me. I'm never coming back.
Yeah, some middle school shit, bro. And fuck homework, bro. Like, and it's
just rebellious.
Yeah, it was a little shit for sure. But the comedy stuff's been making me kind of come back to writing and really like think about like what would be a way to like progress stuff.
Things going way, forward,
like, and so it's been really good for me in that sense. And I'm like, comedy, I've always wanted to try it. I always told crowd, I'm like, we should try stand up, and they're like, oh, I don't know. But now it's like, got a whole night for it. It's like, fuck yeah, let's try stand up.
Why not? If there's a night for it, and you're always hosting it, and there's opportunities, why not shoot your shot with an opportunity for yourself? If no one even smiles your direction, at least you can't say you didn't give yourself a chance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think that's the biggest thing is, like, especially for me, I can speak for myself at least, is, like, giving myself a chance to see what I can do. You know what I mean? If it fucking is terrible, hey, at least I gave myself a shot.
Kuya says Jose's gonna start rapping by 2025. Mark my words.
Oh,
try
God.
it, bro. Give it a shot, bro. It'd be tight.
Oh my God,
I can see it, bro.
Bro.
Yeah. You'll sound like the Rock. You'll sound like the Rock on that one track, on the Tech 9 track.
I know which one you're talking about.
It's about drive. It's about power.
Oh God, Jesus Christ! But
I said
Flip has been trying to get me to rap for the longest, bro. It's like that's just not my. You know what I mean? That's definitely not my spiel.
Hey man, it just takes time though, dude. Because you'd be surprised. You got people that are like, oh, I just do it for the good. Anton, who I think of, he's like, yeah, he just came out and fucking around at Freestyle Fridays, and now he's part of the whole Look Cipher that's going on. He
is. Shout out to him.
He's doing his shit.
Shout out to Look Cipher,
and he's doing all the interviews for that and helping out with Sav 10, and they were on not that long ago, and it's like it can all happen super fast. I'm not gonna lie, I've been kind of wanting to go. I was just saying to you, I was like, I feel like I don't want to repeat jokes here too much because it's all the same people, so I'm always trying new shit here. But I was like, I feel like if I did some of my stuff to like people that never heard it before, I feel like it would click, So I was thinking about trying to stand up somewhere else, and I'm like, hey, like who, and
you never know.
Give it a try,
just try it, see what happens.
Yeah, and it's cool to have different avenues too, because obviously there's some I take way more seriously than others, and like I'm trying to get back more into my art because that is way more my thing, way more my actual thing. I take more seriously. It's like way more personal to me, and it's like the development has been going on for longer, and but it's fun to have other things that help that out, like again, the comedy, the writing, like just getting on it and like making things come out of your brain has been good practice for me to even get back into that. And it's like, okay, it's a totally different genre. Just to touch on this too, because I don't even really talk about it too much, like my own personal writing, but it's like I feel like a lot of people know me from like the podcast and like the stand-up night and like the rapping. Even my rapping is still pretty humorous,
like Little Dicky.
Yeah,
before you blew up.
Not quite that silly, I'd say, but I do have a lot of funny lines. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like I have this one line, like, "This is for you bitches who said I'd never make it, because now your boys out here, I'm drunk on stage naked." Like, some shit like I have funny lines, But my comic book, I think, is pretty like the genre is fantasy. Like the genre is like sci-fi fantasy.
So I imagine you're a big fan of those TikToks where it's like dark fantasy, but with like different genres of
like the different
animations
like
and shit.
Yeah. No, I love all that artsy stuff. Where it's like this in this art style, like the AI stuff reimagined. It's like Legend of Zelda as a dark fantasy, or
that's what I'm saying. Like those videos on TikTok, I love that shit.
Yeah,
because like I grew up, even though I'm a '96 baby, like I'm the youngest of like a bunch of siblings, and like all my siblings are way older than me. So growing up, I watched a lot of the shit they watched. You know what I mean? So like all that '80s shit, like it was basically like something I grew up watching. So seeing that shit all the time on TikTok, I love it because like what are some dark fantasy like '80s TV shows or movies like Dark Crystal?
Dark Crystal. That's the first thing that came to mind. Yeah, Dark Crystal. Xena.
Never Ending Story was dark.
Yeah, that movie's creepy, dude. That movie's crazy.
Crazy as fuck.
Yeah. Xena, Princess Warrior, bro.
Xena. Yep. Hell yeah. And then Conan the Barbarian with Arnold Schwarzenegger. But that one specifically, Never Ending Story. Like, it's marketed as a kids movie, but that shit's dark as fuck, bro.
It's a trip, bro. Yeah.
Like you will cry every time you watch that horse.
The fucking horse, bro. They didn't have to do the fucking horse, bro. That shit was wild. No, I watched that for the first time. I was like 13, you know, so I was like, this is fucking wild. Like, even Lord of the Rings, I know Lord of the Rings kind of considered like, oh, like the quintessential high fantasy, but I'm like, the movies are pretty spooky, bro. There's a lot of
there definitely is a lot of dark imagery in there, especially when you're dealing with Sauron and then the orcs and shit.
Like the ghost knights, like all the knights, bro. Like,
hell yeah.
Yeah, that shit rule. We watched all the extended cuts recently. First of all,
I fucking love the extended cuts.
Dude.
That's the only way to watch Lord of the Rings. If you're not watching the 4-hour extended cut version, what the fuck are you doing?
It's so worth it, bro.
So worth
so
it.
much
That extra hour of footage.
All the time,
so worth it.
all the like every like subplot is just way more fleshed out. Also,
especially with Merry and Pip,
the weed jokes, bro. They took all the weed jokes out for the theatrical cut, but all the weed stuff's in the because Tolkien was a pothead. Like,
yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He was a hipster, low key.
High key.
Yeah, like, but and that's the funny thing too. Like Tolkien, when he wrote the books, like he didn't expect, like, because he wrote it as like a serious fantasy, but then when it blew up like 5 years after he published the books, he realized that the people who were reading them was the audience he didn't even intend for, which was college hipsters, because this was
metalhead rockers and metalheads and shit.
Because this was around the time when, you know, I mean, Woodstock and shit was going on, and like he didn't expect that group of people to buy into his shit. So like that's why it's funny when you bring up the weed smoking thing, because obviously hipsters in the 60s and 70s are gonna relate to that shit.
Like, this shit's a shit, man.
Yeah, talking trees, man.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, Lord of the Rings is a big one for me. Star Wars definitely fell off, but the original trilogy, Star Wars,
the
amazing.
original trilogy, and even the prequel trilogy.
Prequels, trilogy, yeah, both of them, both of them. So
my personal favorite is Revenge of the Sith. That out of all 6 of those movies, the original and the prequel series, like Revenge of the Sith, I'll watch all day long.
I argue that Revenge of the Sith is the only prequel movie you need. I'll say
I agree with you 100%.
Because you could watch. There's this thing called the machete cut where it's like you watch New Hope, Empire Strike Back, Luke, I Am Your Father, watch Revenge of the Sith. After Revenge of the Sith, Return of the Jedi, and it's like that interlude, because Return of the Jedi is like a year later. It's like a couple years later. In universe, it's a couple years later. So you watch the flashback, and then you fucking go back, and then it's the final battle, and it's like perfect. Like, I don't know. My Star Wars hot take: I don't like Phantom Menace like at all. Like the final fight's cool. Everybody's like, oh, Duel of the Fates, it's so good and it's amazing. Don't get me wrong, Duel of the Fates fucking rules, but the rest of the movie is pretty fucking trash.
I agree with you, because my 2 things that I like about Phantom of the Menace is obviously the Menace himself, with the dual lightsaber.
Darth Maul, you know
what I mean?
Bro, did you ever see that video where, Ray Park, just totally fucking tangential. Ray Park, at one point, I guess his ex was mad at him or something. Yeah. And she fucking went on his Instagram and she posted a video of him getting head from the chick he was cheating on her with.
No.
And then everybody was just like, nice.
Yeah,
they're like, fuck yeah.
That's the funny thing about guys. Like, even when you're trying to expose us, we're still gonna like flip that into
everybody
a positive
was just
thing.
Like, hell yeah, bro. They're like, Darth Maul fucks.
Like fucking Bill Clinton. But yeah, like the 2 things I love is obviously Darth Maul, and then like Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah,
Qui-Gon Jinn is dope as fuck. Like, I think he didn't get his justice in Phantom of the Menace. I felt like he should have been stayed alongside Obi-Wan and Anakin in the prequels.
Anakin should have been like a teenager, dude. He shouldn't have been like 9. Like, it would make way more sense.
Him being that force strong at 9 years old just doesn't really make sense.
Yeah,
and shout out to Qui-Gon Jinn / Liam Neeson for you know what I mean, recognizing that. But like, how do you recognize that much force in him at 9 years old?
And it just should have been like,
especially like a random bastard child from fucking Tatooine.
Because like, it should have been like he's like a fucking little dirtbag, but he's a mama's boy, you know? And they're like, oh, but if he's too old, he'll be fine with that as mom. It's like, bro, if you're 14 and you're a mama's boy, like a mama's boy, like, no, you're not fine without your mama, you know? Like, if you got problems, like, I don't know.
And the other part of that, too, though, is like...
Oh, what the fuck, bro? Kuya... All right, hold on. So we got Andre Salcido says, used to be a strip, but these little jokes ain't that scary. What? I don't know what that's about.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about either.
But Kuya said Harry Potter over Lord of the Rings, brother.
Come on. Flip. First of all, Flip, you don't even fuck with Harry Potter like that. So what the fuck are you talking about? Shout out to Harry Potter. Shout out to fucking Gryffindor gang over here. You're not even a Harry Potter fan, bro. So let's not get into that. I will blast you right now. Let's not get into that.
Bro, that's just silly.
Yeah, it's way silly.
Some silly talk.
I love Harry Potter though. You know what I mean? I love Harry Potter. I watch all those movies all over again, but like, of course, Lord of the Rings is the best trilogy to ever exist.
I was raised Jehovah's Witness.
Oh,
so,
really?
So yeah. So Harry Potter was like
was your family the door-to-door type?
Thankfully, No, my grandma is, but my mom.
Shout out to grandma.
Yeah. Well, my grandma goes hard. Actually, she's like top tier, high level JW. Like she be killing that shit, bro.
JW.
Yeah, no, she's fucking JW OG, bro, for real.
JW OG. I'm gonna use that, bro. JW OG.
But yeah, so Harry Potter wasn't allowed though because they're like it's magic and it's black magic, whatever. But then I was like, no, Lord of the Rings is just knights and castles. It's not. There's no magic. It's not magic.
Yeah,
it's
to
not
convince them so you can watch it.
I got so lucky. I don't know, dude. It just flew under the radar, and I got Lord of the Rings. So that instead of Harry Potter. So, and I'm glad I did because you know what, Lord of the Rings put some fucking hair on your chest, bro.
Absolutely, bro.
Slytherin over everybody. I will say I feel like I'm more of a Slytherin vibe, but I don't know. I don't know that shit like that. To be
Really,
honest,
I could have guessed Ravenclaw. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, that's more the vibe actually. I don't know though. I don't know that shit like that. Fuck. So yeah, we're about 40 minutes here. It seems like. Shoot, we got you got any kind of last things you want to get to here?
Is there? I was just wondering if you had maybe another question or something. I don't know. Before I get to that point.
Shoot, man. Not really that I can think of too much. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. We're kind of hanging out, you know.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Like I said, I appreciate the hell out of you, man. For making me feel special and shit.
Hey, don't put it that way, bro. It's a little fruity.
I'm just trying to be nice here, Grody. Don't be like that,
I know
man.
we care about men's health, but like, come on, men's mental health, but like.
Yeah, man. You gotta be fucking supportive of each other. But
nah, I appreciate you, man.
But yeah, no, like, oh yeah, like one thing I'll say too before I get into the outro, like, you know what I mean? Love my son to death. You know what I mean? Being a father is like my favorite thing in the world. Obviously, I'm working hard at this podcasting shit, but like, there's nothing I love doing more than being his dad. My son's about to be 3 in a couple days, so you know what I mean. Shout out to my son, Josiah, man. I love you to death, son. Shout out to all the dads out there. You know what I mean? Like, we don't get a lot of recognition in terms of parents. Obviously, moms undeservingly get a lot of love, but you know, dads just sometimes tend to get forgotten. So shout out to all the dads out there making it happen, doing what they need to do, handling their motherfucking responsibilities. For the ones that aren't, you're a fucking bum.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, like, I mean, being your kid's fucking life, you know what I mean? Quit trying to, you know what I mean, live the street life when you need to be taking care of your motherfucking kids. Anyway, though, yeah, man, that's all I really got going on, man. It's just being a dad. I work, and then this podcasting shit. So I'm just trying to, what that quote from fucking, let me go to my notes real quick.
Yeah.
Fuck it, because we also, speaking of a movie reference, we also had made a joke of, you know, the movie Hustle and Flow with Terrence Howard and Maine. So we basically we're talking about that movie too, and like my favorite quote from that movie, and it's like something I'm gonna start using now on more of a regular basis. But it's, I've been trying to squeeze $1 out of a dime and I ain't got a cent, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to squeeze something out of nothing, you know what I mean? So that's the motivation, man. I wanna do something big and like I wanna make money off of it. You know what I mean? Like, that's the biggest motivation, is trying to, you know what I mean? Obviously we wanna spread love and positivity and promote Sacramento as a whole. That's the biggest thing about our podcast, is everybody who's coming onto the podcast is from the area. Like, we want to promote everybody and everything and everyone in Sacramento, because obviously when people think of California, it's only the Bay Area and LA. So like, fuck, man, people forget about the capital. We're the whole ass capital. So, you know what I mean, those are my things I'm doing right now. Obviously, I have coached before. I know we didn't get a chance to touch on that, but like, I've coached football before. Whether I will get back into it or not, I don't know.
I was gonna say, I think you'd make a good football coach. Like,
I've done it for 2 separate seasons. Shout out to Brian, who's now at who's now at El Camino High School, the Eagles. But I've been on his coaching staff 2 separate seasons at Kennedy, when he was still at Kennedy. But yeah, man, like, I love football, man. I love what that does for young men and women, sports in general. But that's all I'm doing, man. Just working, being a dad, and this podcasting thing. You know what I mean? I'm hoping that we can continue to grow it, hoping we can financially, you know what I mean, succeed on it. But overall, man, it's more just about the guests. Like I said, all these guests that I've mentioned, like, it's about them. Like, so I want to promote them. I want to promote what they do. I'm excited for who they are, and I want to be able to share their stories on our platform. So with that, I'm just excited with the possibilities this podcast can go to, and just want to grow, man. I want to be one of the names in podcasting in Sacramento. And when people think of Sacramento, I want people to think of the Kuya Camp podcast. And it's nothing against nobody else. I'm just a very competitive person.
Yeah.
Like, and it's all love. There's never no negativity towards any other podcast in this area. You know what I mean? It's just how I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just how I'm built.
Well, yeah, man, y'all are coming out the gate, bro. Y'all are on your way to it for sure, and glad you're rocking with us, and glad you're on the team Zudes as well. You know what I'm saying, bro? And so,
hell yeah, man.
Yeah, man. So let's do one more cheers here, bro. Kuya did ask though, how much do you weigh?
Fucking flip, man. The last time I weighed myself, I was like around 312, 315. I don't remember the exact number because this was like a few months ago, but like 2 months ago. So I want to say, I'll say 315. Let's just go 315 to be on the safer side. But yeah, man, I definitely ain't skinny, but I'm not ugly, so I can say that.
All right, damn. Well, thank you so much, everybody in the chat, everybody tuning in. Thank you so much again, Jose,
Appreciate
for hitting us
guys.
up, bro. Doing the thing, doing the type form. Anybody wants to come on the show, there's a type form on the Instagram page.
Hit that
Fill
shit.
that shit out. It's like 5 questions, bro. Just real quick, helps us stay organized. And catch him on his next podcast. Catch me at some point.
Like I said, my name is Jose Ledesma, man. I appreciate everybody who's tuning in. My Instagram is, like I said, PR_Poppy916. Like I said, if you know anyone who's interested or yourself that's interested in coming on to our show, tap in with me directly on Instagram or tap in with the Kuya Camp Instagram page, and we'll make that happen, man. I just, you know what I mean? Like I said, I love this city. I love everybody in it, and I want to help promote you. Or even if you don't want to be on the episode, if you want to do a promo, we can give you a 30-second, you know what I mean, slot to promote your business, whatever it is you do. Still DM me. We'll make that shit happen. Thank you guys for tuning in, man. Thank you, like I said, to Grody. Clap it up for fucking Grody, man.
Clap it up for
Shout
you,
out to ZUDECAST, man. Shout out to CSSB and everybody here, man. It's all nothing but love, man.
Hell yeah. All right, well, we are out of here. Thank you so much, everybody. Hoo-ah.